Welcome to today's live testing of the public meetings processor. I've got this new interface here. This is the meeting channels area. So we've got it set up so that you can have multiple YouTube channels feeding into this. And it's not fully automated, the process of turning it into a new video, from a new video into a summary. But every summary that we create is automated to then generate an article based on that. So here's a couple of the channels that I've been testing. We've got a bunch in Florida and Michigan, and then the Utah channels. But looking at some of the releases that we put out today related to processing. Okay, good. So this meeting from this week in Ogden City is completed. I've been waiting for that to finish. That was one that showed up in the channel queue, and then I hit process. So this is the end result. Then we can look at editing the meeting. Okay, so looking good so far. Actually, looking really good. The format of the summary looks good. And how long was this meeting? 2 hours. Looks like it did not complete the whole call, but we can look into that more later. It did the first hour, it seems. But here, oh, this is perfect. So there's already an associated article for this one. So if I go over to articles, and it would be nice, we'll want to think about this for feedback for James, to just have links like, or wait, can I just click on that? Okay, never mind. He's already got that. Okay, so here's your summary. Created on the 15th by, interesting. There is no author. That's interesting. But yeah, the author is AI. So now I believe all I need to do is this one change, which is to take the YouTube video, the original YouTube, and re-embed it, because there's something wrong with the embed on this custom block that we're using for the meetings. Okay, I think that's all I have to do. Pretty sweet, if that's the case. And if we reload the article now, we won't have this issue with the summary and transcript. Perfect. But then all the formatting stinks. That's, oh man, that's really too bad. Yeah, so he's got to fix it so that I don't have to do this. But let's just do some QC here. 637. Okay, that looks good. 720. Okay, so I guess here's where we're at. We can pretty much fully automate from video in the queue to article. We just have this issue with the floating summary bar. I'm going to just try to create another article. So starting with the summary that we already have, now I'm confused where that article even lives. But if we regenerate this from scratch, then okay, we still got the error. Yeah. So yeah, it's like this is not ready until we can preserve the formatting and get this fixed. That's really what it comes down to. We just need that fixed. Yeah. So, oh man, now I'm thinking about, oh, that looks good. See, that all disappears too. Now I'm thinking about the conversation I had with James this morning, which was just strange now in retrospect, because I was suggesting that he just automates the placement of that other video embed, just where I go in and re-embed the video, because in my mind that fixed the problem, and so let's just automate doing that step. But really the true fix is to just get this part working so it actually behaves more like this one. This is perfect. This is what we want. We want that transparent background. We want it to stay fixed to the top so that at any point they can jump over to the transcript, which, by the way, isn't working there either, but it is working here. So yeah, 46. So that'd be good if it skipped to the 46-second one right there. Yeah, I think let's go back to
on the line, and I have credentials for you to get in. Come for breakfast or come for lunch or both, whichever. You will have to look for signs. It'll say lounge on the line, and it will direct you to go up and around the end of the chute. And because I know you all want to come to the lounge on the line, and I have credentials for you. I'm so glad you said that. That's the first thing on my Hall of Fame.
perfect.
So I was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2015.
I do have a quick question about, do you know what the bus service and where it might?
So this is looking pretty good. I don't really have a firm QC process. Should probably look throughout, start skipping over them.
Laura Lewis, Ogden City resident.
But these are all
about the
looking really.
I'm Joseph Bauman. I'm a longtime resident of Ogden City, and a couple of questions I have, and I called Kath and I spoke with her for a long time here several weeks ago when this first came out. A couple of questions I have to dovetail into what they're talking about with these apartments. The infill housing, is that strictly for single dwelling houses, or is it multiple housing, for example, an apartment? So if I had a lot that's 3/4 of an acre or 2 acres or whatever, I could build apartments in there?
We'll answer your question after a minute.
Yeah,
Is that your question?
Yeah, that's my question, if I could build apartments on the infill, or is it only for single housing? Because take, for example, up by the Catholic Church up on 24th Street there, that there's single homes that are in there, but they could have put apartments in there, and it could have housed 150 units or whatever. And it could have been in the city, the zoning would have allowed a 3-story apartment building. So potentially there could have been more than that. So that was one question I have. And then The other item, the budget for the homeless is $846,000 and change for 22 people. And if you do the math on it, that's $38,000 a year per person, per homeless. So I'd like to know how that's budgeted and where that number came about to figure that out, because that seemed way exorbitant to me. You could buy a personal home and put them in it for that kind of money, for $38,000, food and furniture and all the other type of stuff. Then also on that homeless, has any thought been given to tie that in with the Veterans Administration with some of their programs? Because I know there are a lot of vets. They're homeless. So that was another question I had, if they tied that in. Thank you.
Thanks, Joseph. We'll answer all those in a minute. Is there anyone else? Oh, thanks. There's somebody online, ending in a 267.
Hi, Linda Sanchez. I was just also wanting to comment about the apartment. The concern that I have is that we have quite a few up, and some of the people that I've talked to that are being housed in the apartments, they're really sometimes not that affordable. And some of the young kids that I've talked to, I mean, I guess we've all been in apartments before when you can hear your next door neighbors and all the things going on, that I don't know how conducive or to like a family kind of a setting. The questions that I have, what is Ogden City doing? Are we putting like layers, like sound barriers or stuff like that? I know that we